Do you feel that you suffer from a broken metabolism? The good news is that it can be fixed. I'm Dr. Rawat, an Indian origin, England trained, Canada based family physician who additionally studied nutrition at Harvard and founded healthgroupcoaching.com, where I coach clients on weight loss, body recomposition for the reversal of metabolic disease. And almost every single day, I hear my clients complaining about their slow metabolism. And so I've compiled the top 10 things you need to do to ensure that you can fix your broken metabolism. The good news is that it's not permanent. It can be fixed. And today I'll give you the exact blueprint of what you need to do to fix it. Watch the video till the end because number 10 may be the one that's most surprising for you and the one that you haven't tried yet. Number 1, get a blood test done. Make sure there are no underlying causes. Thyroid dysfunction can cause a slow metabolism. If you haven't had that checked in the last 3 months, get it checked. But it's not just that. What is metabolism? It's a sum result of all the metabolic processes in your body. And these require cofactors, which are vitamins, minerals. So for example, if you're anemic, your metabolism will be low. And so if you go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, I have the exact checklist for what blood test you should do before getting onto a weight loss process to ensure you're not being pulled back by deficiency that you could fix first. Go on healthgroupcoaching.com, click on the blog, tracking on the program, and at the bottom of this blog, you'll find the blood test that I recommend you should get done. This should be a fasting blood test. Check your sugar, a random sugar, as well as a HbA1c, which is a 3-month average sugar, your kidney function, uric acid levels, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, liver enzymes like ALT, your cholesterol, lipid panel, a urine check to check for any protein leaking from the urine, a CBC or blood count, TSH for thyroid function, vitamin B12, ferritin, iron stores, CRP or C-reactive protein is a marker of inflammation, as well as a free testosterone level. Females may want to add other female hormones like LH, FSH, prolactin, and serum estradiol. Because I'm making global recommendations here, this is the most basic level blood test that I could think of. Of course, there are many more tests that you could consider doing, but this would be the bare minimum. To check that checklist, go on healthgroupcoaching.com and click on tracking progress on the program. Now, provided you don't have any of those deficiencies pulling you back, what's the next big thing you need to do to make your body burn more calories at rest? And that is to gain muscle mass. Remember, when you gain muscle, those muscles need maintenance. They consume calories even at rest. People who are more muscular naturally become more active as well. And overall, by increasing your resting metabolic rate and your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, the amount of calories you burn at rest as well as the amount of calories you burn being active, these will be higher in a person with more muscle mass than a person with less muscle mass. For more guidance on this, go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, click on supplements and blogs, and as you scroll down, you'll find a blog titled Ideal Exercise Program. On this blog, you'll find more videos, exercise splits that you can consider, whether you're doing home exercise, gym exercise, exercise for 1 hour at a time, or even doing exercise snacks, perhaps 15 minutes, 3 times a day. The splits are divided into upper body push, upper body pull, core exercises, lower body, cardio, and ways of increasing your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. There are several videos on that blog that you can watch for more details. And I do have a basic stack of 5 supplements you should consider if you're serious about gaining muscle, which include a plant protein powder, soy protein for females, creatine, omega-3, a multivitamin, and vitamin D. Go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, choose blog Ideal Exercise Program. Step number 3 of improving your metabolism is to be more active. Not necessarily by running on a treadmill for 20 minutes, but more so by generally walking more steps. It's really useful to have something to monitor your step counts, a pedometer. Generally speaking, if you're walking less than 6,000 steps a day, that would be described as sedentary. Between 6 to 10,000 steps a day would be moderate, and above 10,000 steps a day would be described as a person who's fairly active. If you go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, click on tracking on the program, you'll actually find certain devices which are useful for tracking your step counts, which you can get as cheap as $85. This Samsung Galaxy, as you can see here, it's only $85. It monitors your sleep as well as monitors your step counts. So you don't have to necessarily spend $550 on an Apple Watch. There are more affordable ways of monitoring your step counts as well. Go on my blog titled Tracking on the Program to check this. Step number 4 is to maximize the thermic effect of food. We burn calories digesting food. In fact, that can make up 25 to 30% of the calories we burn. But certain foods will take up more calories than other foods. The maximum is protein. Up to 30% of the calories you get from protein can be utilized for just breaking down that protein into amino acids and then reconstituting it back to the structures you need: muscle, ligaments, tendons, antibodies, blood. Number 2 is high fiber foods. Carbohydrates, which are whole and contain high fiber, can have a thermic effect of up to 15%. The least thermic effect is fat. For fat to get absorbed as fat into your blood and into your fat cells requires very little energy, 0 to 1%. In fact, nuclear tracer studies show that 95% of your body fat originated as dietary fat. About 5% originated as carbohydrate, and 0 to 1% may have originated as protein. So if you want to maximize the thermic effect of food, which means the amount of calories you burn digesting your own food, maximize protein, fiber, and whole foods. Foods which have not been refined, broken down, so your body has to spend calories to break it down. If you go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, click on supplements and blogs, scroll down to the blog titled Ozempify Your Diet. You get several videos explaining the concept of how to ozempify your diet, and also certain supplements which can also help you increase the amount of protein, the amount of fiber, and also ways of reducing the calorie density of foods, whether it is using an oil spray, air fryer, non-stick cookware, steamers, grills, etc. On this blog, you'll also find certain food items which have been engineered to contain more protein, more fiber, and less calorie density. And some of these are even quite fun foods to eat, including these kinds of high protein tortilla chips. So check out the blog titled Ozempify Your Diet. Step number 5 to improve your metabolism is perhaps easier said than done, but this is to improve your sleep and reduce stress. Clients who have sleep disturbance, such as obstructive sleep apnea, these are clients who snore and stop breathing when they're sleeping. It's very important to speak to your doctor, get tested for sleep apnea, and get onto a sleep machine, a CPAP machine. This can be revolutionary for your weight loss journey. If you suffer from chronic stress, perhaps consider seeing a therapist, consider mindfulness, journaling, breathing exercises, therapy. If you have chronic increases in cortisol or stress hormone, that then affects your ghrelin, hunger hormone, your leptin, satiety hormone, insulin, fat storage and sugar utilization hormone, and all of these things can have a negative effect on your overall metabolism. Go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, click on supplements and blogs. I do have a blog for blood pressure and sleep apnea. Of course, the most important thing for sleep apnea is to lose weight and get a CPAP machine. But if you also have nasal blockage due to other reasons, perhaps allergies, polyps, you may want to go see an ENT surgeon. And there are certain things like these sinus rinses, a humidifier, which can also help. Generally speaking, it's not healthy to use any kind of sleep aid or supplement prescription to help you sleep, because there is risk of resistance developing, increasing doses, and addiction. But for a short period of time, if you would like to consider a sleep aid, on my blog I do also have a combination of melatonin with magnesium, which you could consider taking at night to help you sleep. And ideally, you should only take this for maybe a week or so at a time and then take a gap. Do not take these continuously, because if you take any sleep aid continuously, your body will develop resistance and eventually that can be a pathway to addiction. Step number 6 is to optimize your hormonal balance to make it more circadian. All the cells in our body have a natural day and night cycle, a circadian cycle, and that also applies to our hormones like insulin, melatonin, growth hormone, cortisol. If your food habits are more circadian, that has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity and your overall hormonal balance. And the primary thing to do to make your lifestyle more circadian is to consume more calories and particularly more carbs earlier in the day, have a lighter dinner, consider more protein in your dinner, and have an earlier dinner. If you're someone who'd like to do intermittent fasting, then make the primary focus having an early, lighter dinner. That'll be better for your circadian balance. Certainly, if you're someone who's habitually having late, heavy dinners, try to break that habit. That could be pulling you back. Go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, click on Calorie Cycling Fasting Mimicking Diet. Here you will find some videos about intermittent fasting, particularly this video here called Ultimate Intermittent Fasting Schedule, which explains this in more detail. If you're doing a significant calorie restriction on certain days of the week, then there are certain supplements I recommend you should definitely be taking, including a good multivitamin, this plant protein powder, which also contains vitamins, minerals, probiotics, fiber, omega-3, and zero-calorie electrolytes. Go on my website and check Calorie Cycling Fasting Mimicking Diet Patterns. Step number 7 is to optimize your gut microbiome. The amount of genetic information within the bacteria which line your gut is 38 times more than all the genetic information within the cells of your body. There are trillions of bacteria residing in your gut. They use fiber, certain amino acids like tryptophan, omega-3, and polyphenols, all those beneficial plant flavonoid chemicals we get from all the colorful vegetables to produce short-chain fatty acids like propionate and butyrate, which in turn produce beneficial chemicals like GLP-1, peptide YY, etc. And these have a powerful effect on hunger, satiety. In fact, the weight loss drugs Ozempic, Mounjaro are mimicking these same gut hormones. These are GLP-1 mimetic agents, which essentially is produced naturally by your gut microbiome, the bacteria living naturally inside your gut. Go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, scroll to supplements and blogs, and I have an entire blog on gut health, top supplements and probiotics for gut health and metabolic health. I have videos which are more detailed on this topic. I explain the ideal diet, what to eat, what not to eat, as well as certain supplements you could consider, including prebiotic fibers, as well as certain probiotics which have evidence for reducing cholesterol, for weight loss, and also for fatty liver. Go on my website and check the blog, Top Supplements and Probiotics for Gut Health and Metabolism. Step number 8 is to optimize the mitochondrial function of your body. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cell. If you look at a muscle cell, in a person who is more active, you'll find greater density of mitochondria. While in a person who's sedentary, you'll find less density of mitochondria. This makes the muscle better or less efficient at utilizing energy. Ultimately, when we look at metabolic disease, it's a dysfunction of energy utilization. So while growing your muscles through resistance training is important to increase the size of muscles, you also need to have a strategy for increasing the mitochondrial density within your muscles. And the process which has been shown to be most effective in doing that is cardio, particularly high intensity interval training. Now yesterday I cycled for 15 minutes, which was about 1.5 miles, and burnt 40 calories. That is less calories than an Oreo cookie, which contains 50 calories. So don't do cardio for weight loss. The primary driver will be your nutrition. However, just like resistance training will help you burn more calories at rest, doing high intensity interval training, and this could be a structured format, it could also be playing squash or tennis. And of course, you may need to seek advice from a physician if you have underlying health conditions to ensure this is safe for you. Pushing yourself with cardio will also increase the efficiency of those muscles and improve your metabolism. Do your cardio for that and also for longevity. Increasing your VO2 max or your cardiac stamina is strongly correlated with longer lives. Step number 9 is specific for women who have gone through menopause. Optimize your hormonal balance for menopause. Menopause is a particularly devastating situation for metabolism. I have a client who unfortunately went through early menopause at the age of 38. Before that, she was fit as a fiddle. I was shocked that within a year of going through early menopause, she gained a huge amount of belly fat, developed fatty liver, and all the hallmarks of metabolic disease. She had been in some denial about this, but I was able to refer her to a gynecologist to consider menopause replacement therapy. Menopause replacement therapy can be life-changing for women. Of course, there are some dangers. For the most part, they are overblown, but it is important to speak to a gynecologist and talk it through. So if you've gone through the menopause and you found that you have gained a lot of weight, especially around the belly, and are now developing metabolic diseases like fatty liver, prediabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, in addition to all the other advice you get, consider seeing a gynecologist and consider if menopause replacement therapy might be the right choice for you. There are some lifestyle changes you can make in the short term as well, but I do not recommend that these things should replace menopause replacement therapy. Go on my website, healthgroupcoaching.com, click on supplements and blogs. As you scroll down, under the anti-aging section, you will find a blog on menopause. There are certain supplements you can consider, including phytoestrogens. These are plant-based estrogens, soy isoflavones. Estrogen is one. You can also consider taking soy isoflavone twice a day, and also increase the amount of soy products in your diet, such as soybeans, tofu, tempeh, soy milk, edamame. I do recommend you take collagen. You can also consider hyaluronic acid with vitamin C, omega-3, a good multivitamin, vitamin K2. But if you are exercising, I would also suggest a soy protein isolate, which will be more beneficial than standard protein because it also contains soy isoflavones. Now, step number 10, and this is something that I've seen on dozens of my clients. I've been coaching on weight loss, body recomposition for the reversal of metabolic disease for many years now. And I've already seen several hundreds of clients. Many of them come to me because they have failed previous weight loss programs. And what I see is metabolic adaptation. Metabolic slowdown because of chronic calorific restriction. And on my program, I coach them on how to avoid this. I do this through the process of calorie cycling. Essentially, your body sees calories like you see household income. If the amount of money coming in reduces continuously, the amount you spend will reduce as well. If your body always sees low calories, it will start burning fewer calories. And studies have shown people who are already on low calories, they develop a poor immunity. They start getting more sick. They start losing their hair. Hair becomes thinner. They become constipated. The skin becomes dry. Your body is trying to save energy by diverting less energy to these non-essential resources. These people don't realize, but they fidget less. They are less active. They feel more fatigued. They become more sedentary. Even though you don't realize, your body is now conserving energy. It's like your phone has gone into low power mode. Calorie cycling is what I coach on my program, which helps you come out of that. Essentially, you have to choose 3 to 4 exercise days, and on those days, your priority is not to reduce calories. It is to increase protein intake, increase resistance training, and consume more calories at maintenance or even above maintenance. And it's on those remaining 3 to 4 days that you do a sharper calorie cut. Keep your body guessing. Don't let it get into a slow rhythm. Go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, click on calorie cycling, fasting mimicking diet, where I do explain this concept. I would highly urge you to go on my YouTube channel and check out the short videos that I have been producing in which I demonstrate how I do calorie cycling. For example, here you can see how I consume 1820 calories on this day and 1510 calories on this day and 1668 calories on this day. But because these were my gym days. On the other hand, I consumed 1000 calories on this day and 1087 calories. This is called calorie cycling. As long as I'm averaging 1536 calories over the week, I will reduce my weight by about half a kilogram or 1 pound per week. But don't do this through a continuous calorie restriction. Make sure you swing around your calories. And I also track my body fat percentage, visceral fat percentage, and skeletal muscle mass on the Renfo biometric scale, which you can find on the tracking on the program blog within the website. And I have shared on my short videos how I'm gaining muscle and losing visceral and body fat at the same time. This is called a body recomposition. Bodybuilders and physique athletes will tell you that this is not possible unless you're a newbie. But I'm demonstrating this on myself. You can watch my journey on my YouTube shorts. And I'm not a newbie. I'm 47 years old. But I can demonstrate increasing skeletal muscle and reducing body fat percentage and reducing visceral fat percentage at the same time. This is done through calorie cycling. Bodybuilders do a bulk and a cut. You don't have to do that. You can do it through calorie cycling. If you would like coaching from me, one-to-one, I do 4 hours of coaching in the month. There are 2 optional times in the week, either 4 p.m. Eastern time, one day of the week, and the other day of the week is 9 a.m. Eastern time. Through these Zoom video group sessions over 4 hours, I can coach you on all of these things one by one. Go on my website healthgroupcoaching.com, click on Zoom group classes. These are the current topics. The first week, we talk about the causes of metabolic disease, how to do calorie tracking, biometric tracking, and micronutrient tracking. Week number 2 is your ideal exercise plan, including nutrition and supplements. Week number 3 is how to exemplify your diet for weight loss with calorie cycling. And week number 4 is how to optimize your metabolism and hormonal health for long-term success. If you're interested in joining me, then you can click on subscribe to the program, and you can use these links to subscribe onto the program. There are 3 options. Those of you who have never done the program before would choose option 1, which is those 4 hours of Zoom group video coaching. Among those people, those of you who would like to keep on the program and stay with the program, keep attending the sessions, and these clients will also keep sharing their SNAP calorie biometrics with me once a week by email. They will choose option 2. And some of you who do not have time to come on the program but would like to have 4 hours of video recordings of the program as well as hundreds of pages of PDF which I give after each session, those people can choose option number 3. Hope you found the video useful. Make sure you share this with anyone who feels that he or she has a slow or broken metabolism. Did you find any one of those 10 points particularly illuminating? Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear of your experience, and I reply to all the comments myself. If you'd like to watch more videos, then click on those links. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the program, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you at the next video.